Hey guys, welcome and thank you for joining me today. If you're on the replay, I'd love for you to at least click and let me know that you can hear me. And without further ado, let's get started. So, as I stated up above in the title, today we're going to be talking about the different types of stressors. And today we're going to talk specifically about the fight or flight response, and particularly the fight response, because as I opened above, today my son and I got into an argument, and it got pretty heated. And if you've met me in person, you know that although I'm a nice person, when something does get me going, I can get pretty excited and riled up. And our conversation today kind of hit on some of our pain points from things that we've gone through together in the past, especially when I was a single mom. So, that being said, let me first start by introducing you to the fight or flight response. If you're not familiar with it, if you are, just hold on. I will get with you shortly. So, our stress usually comes from a decision that that didn't quite feel right somewhere inside here, but yet we decide to do it anyway because we thought it might make us look good in some way, shape, or form. And yeah, some of those things we end up doing anyway, just like I'll tell you this story later, but I got divorced twice, and like my first marriage, I kind of knew that I shouldn't get married, but I decided to do it anyway, despite everything that I had going down here. And that, if that's one thing that we're going to learn if you follow this page, is how to trust your gut and listen to your intuition. Again, because sorry, I didn't introduce myself. If you're new to this page, again, I'm Kylie Kumalai-Ota, and I am an intuitive mindset and lifestyle coach. So what that means, because I got questions like, what is a lifestyle coach? We look at what's going on with you, and if there's stuff that's stressing you out, we make some tweaks and changes to your lifestyle. But how I do it is not one size fits all. Every person is different. Just like both of my kids are different. Every person has a certain bent. Every person has a certain upbringing, culture, what have you. So I do not believe in a one-size-fits-all program, and that's why I really, really believe in the whole mindset tweaking and training and getting that part straight. Anyway, again, today we're talking about so this whole week, we're going to be talking about our safety response. Before I get too further along, there are three types of I like to call them stressor responses. So all of us want to have three things when we're making decisions. So the three things are: one is love, two, safety, and belonging. But because people are kind of like about like, how does love tie into the decisions that I'm making, I started off with something safe, like being safe. Okay, so I've shared this before, but if you're new, right, the fight or flight response is something that your body goes through your amygdala, and it tells your brain, okay, oh, this is something dangerous. I need to kind of fight or flight, right? So you're going to stay and you're going to fight for what you want, or okay, I'm staying here and you're going to have to take me out, or you're going to like, oh, this dude is too big. Like say if you come up with a mammoth or woolly mammoth or one of those saber-toothed tigers back in the day, right? It's like, whoa, I'm going to flee because I'm just going to outrun. So what happened this morning was, my son and I were talking about some of the decisions that I made as a single mom, and it got really heated because if you don't know my story, I'm a shift worker. I was a single mom and I had two kids from two separate marriages, and I was like, oh my gosh. So I was single for about 10 years and I'm currently married. Anyhow, I was single for 10 years, and that was in the formative years of my kids, and it was really hard. I mean, talk about trying to take your kids and give them a better life than you had. I had to work about 70 hours a week, normal 40, 48, and then up to 70 hours a week, just to make the overtime to send them to private school, because if you are from Hawaii, you know that the schools here suck. If you went to private school, I'm sorry, but I didn't want to send my kids to public school because the school system in Hawaii kind of sucks. So I worked hard, sent both of my kids to private school, and some of the decisions that I made, my son, I'm not going to get into too much detail because that's kind of private stuff, but some of the decisions that I've made as a single parent back in the day, especially around dating or whatever. My son told me today that he didn't agree with some of the things that I did. And, at first I was like, oh yeah, the whole fight response, because I truly believe sorry, I keep hitting the microphone, but I truly believe in my heart that I did the right thing. And, I did the best that I could at the time, as did my parents, who are also divorced. I did the best that they could at the time. And of course, I had issues from my childhood that I brought into my current relationships and my relationships with my children. So we had a long discussion, and I told him about why I did certain things that I did. And, it got pretty heated, and we were both bringing out the gloves and like, oh, and he's like, I don't want to disrespect you because you're my mom, but eventually, the initial stress of being confronted with some of my issues subsided, because I understood where he was coming from. And, that being said, it ended up being a really cathartic experience. And, I'm so grateful that we had that conversation. If you are live, I don't know if anybody is live, but if you are live, just give me a thumbs up so I know that you're here. And it's not telling me who's live anymore, but I would have loved to talk to you and say hi anyhow. Or if you are on the replay, go ahead and comment and let me know that you dig what I'm saying. And that makes me sound old. I'm not in the disco age, but that you kind of get what I'm talking about when, someone challenges you on an idea or a thought or behavior, I think it's worse when it's someone super close to you, because when you get challenged by someone who is maybe outside of your inner circle, it's easier to tolerate. But for someone like my son to confront me on my parenting, whoa, that was super huge for me. And it triggered something in me, and I got very defensive until I realized, hey, he's a person too. He has the right to feel the way that he feels, and let's just talk about it and hash it out. I mean, nobody got loud or anything, but we got to dig out some of the root, and that was really awesome. And the coolest part is about being a parent and having a mindset certification is that it kind of makes my job easier as a parent to teenagers, because they don't really talk, they don't really open up. I mean, my son is one of those where he's really deep and he does open up, but my daughter, she's not really the talkative type. So it's for me, I think it's pretty cool, and that's actually the main reason why I got the mindset coaching. I've always been interested in psychology and things like that. That's why I became a mental health specialist when I joined the Army, so that I could continue to work with people and talk to people like I had done in, all through high school. All my friends used to come to me and ask me for advice, and people still come to me and talk to me. And it's really interesting when new people that I meet, they're like, wow, you're so easy to talk to. And I'm like, I guess it's a gift. Why don't I just use it to help other people? Anyhow, back to today's topic. Yeah. So the fight response is something that gets triggered within you when you're confronted with a stressful situation. And when you are like, the caveman days are behind us, but yet, our body reacts the same way to like a normal everyday stress for us, the same way that we used to react to real danger, such as being attacked by a woolly mammoth or a saber-toothed tiger or another caveman trying to beat you over the head with a club. I don't know. Anyhow, I want you to, if this content felt relevant for you and maybe someone else would like to hear it, go ahead and share. No obligation, but, I want to spread the word about the types of stress, because I see so many people experiencing stress and overwhelm and they don't know what to do about it. And if this will help someone, especially in like conversations that may be coming up or maybe that they're avoiding because they're afraid that some kind of conversation like this is going to come up, you know what, go ahead and share it. And if you're having a conflict with someone and you're getting ready to share with them something that might trigger a conflicting response, then you can go ahead and share this too, to kind of soften the blow. Like, hey, I saw this lady talking about this type of fight response. Yeah. And I want to make these short and sweet. I've been talking kind of long. So what I want you to do is stay tuned. The rest of the week, we're going to be talking about the fight or flight response and how it reacts in your body. And so actually tomorrow I'm going to talk about the other side of the coin, which is going to be the flight response. So right, fight, flight, one letter off. I kind of typed that in the box at first and I had to delete the L. Anyhow, so what I want you to make sure you click to the top of the page and hit follow if you want to see more of this goody goodness in your news feed. And so let's hopefully you'll join me tomorrow. I'll be coming around the same time because it's about 6 p.m. here in Honolulu, and I know it's like super late for you guys on the East Coast. I will try to vary my live times to accommodate all of my peeps all over the world. And hopefully my South African peeps will be able to catch this live, because they are, I think 12 hours behind here. Anyhow, I love you all, and I hope to see you guys tomorrow when we're going to talk about the flight response and how it actually leads to procrastination. That's pretty interesting, right? So, see you guys soon. Bye.